So this is National 4, National 5 Chemistry, and our topic today is on Unit 3, Chemistry and Society, and we are looking at fertilizers. So this lesson is all about the Ostwald process and continues on from our last lesson about ammonia and the Haber process. So the aim of today's lesson is to understand the process by which nitric acid is produced. In terms of success criteria, we would hope that you would be able to state how nitric acid is produced and be able to name the catalyst used in the process. So the process by which nitric acid is produced is called the Ostwald process. Whenever you're writing down Ostwald process, make sure you remember to put the T in the name. Now the first step is that ammonia and oxygen from the air are reacted together. So that is ammonia produced from the Haber process and oxygen which has been obtained from the air are reacted together. The necessary catalyst for this reaction to happen is platinum. So the catalyst for the Ostwald process is platinum. So step one in the Ostwald process, ammonia and oxygen are put into reaction chamber together with a platinum catalyst at a very high temperature, 600 to 900 degrees Celsius. And that produces a compound called nitrogen monoxide, which has this symbol NO, or just no. Now, continuing this process, that nitrogen monoxide is reacted with oxygen, more oxygen, to produce nitrogen dioxide, and then it's reacted with more oxygen and reacted with water to produce nitric acid. So there are three starting materials for the Ostwald process: ammonia, which is produced from the Haber process, oxygen, which is taken from the air, and water, which you can find pretty much anywhere on planet Earth. So the three reactants for the Ostwald process are ammonia, oxygen, and water. You're expected to know those three reactants: ammonia, oxygen, and water. The catalyst is platinum. The order in which this happens, you don't really need to focus on too much, but the first step is ammonia and oxygen, and later on is when the water is added. So what happens to the nitric acid? Well, nitric acid produced by the Ostwald process can be reacted with ammonia to produce a fertilizer. So if nitric acid reacts with ammonia, it can produce ammonium nitrate, NH4NO3, and that is a fertilizer that is high in nitrogen. The reaction between ammonia and nitric acid is a neutralization reaction. It is an acid-base reaction. We have acid plus alkali producing salt plus water. So in summary, for making fertilizers, we have firstly the Haber process, which produces ammonia. The starting materials are nitrogen and hydrogen, and it uses an iron catalyst. Secondly, we can turn that ammonia into nitric acid using the Ostwald process. In the Ostwald process, the product is nitric acid, the catalyst is platinum, and the starting materials are ammonia, water, and oxygen. And remembering the catalyst is very important. The catalyst for the Haber process is iron, the catalyst for the Ostwald process is platinum. A good way to remember that is just to remember that the letter I comes after the letter H, so Haber uses iron, and the letter P comes after the letter O, Ostwald, platinum. So now I've got a couple of questions from past papers related to the Ostwald process. But hopefully at this stage you can now name the process by which nitric acid is produced and know that platinum is the catalyst in the Ostwald process. So the first question: in industry, ammonia can be converted into nitric acid. Name this industrial process. So that process is the Ostwald process. So here we have a diagram of a process, and it's the flow diagram showing how ammonia is converted into nitric acid. First question, just like the previous one, name the process used to manufacture nitric acid, and that is the Ostwald process. The next thing is to name substance X. Now, this is seeing if you can remember the different reactants needed for the Ostwald process. So we see ammonia and air going into the reactor. The air is where we're going to get oxygen from, and that leaves the only other reactant for the process is water. So that has been a very brief and quick summary of the Ostwald process, and that finishes our more detailed look into how fertilizers are manufactured, or at least how some of the materials used to make fertilizers are manufactured. I'll catch you next time.